The real reason why the modern dating scene is so messed up. Let's go on to talk about it.
I was just patient, never try skating. Fuck niggas hating.
All right. So I haven't heard nobody really talk about this, and I just figured I'd just go ahead and have a little conversation with y'all about it. So the modern dating scene, from a global point of view, being able to, step back and look at all the players and all the components and everything like that. So let's imagine that we are at a football game. And so you have the stadium where it's taking place. And you got all the way out to the parking lot, all the way out to the street where you have to turn in to come into the parking lot. You got cars flooded everywhere. You got people walking, through traffic. You got the parking lot attendants. Then you got the people at the door who's checking tickets, ticket booths, workers. You got security guards, police. You got on the inside, you got people that's telling you where to go sit. You got ushers who are attending to the aisles. You got the people in there that's at the food stands selling alcohol, hot dogs, French fries, chips. You get it. And then you go all the way into the stadium, and then you pick a seat. You got people controlling the lights. You got the coaches, the players. You got, assistant coaches. You got nurses. You got people that's cleaning the field. You got people that's holding the cameras. You got people operating the cameras, operating the monitor, I forgot what it's called, but the big screens and all that stuff like that. Thousands and thousands of people are participating in this game happening and making sure that there's no ripples, right? Okay, so in the modern dating game, there are thousands of different players, and it's like some pandemonium going on. And everybody is playing a different role. Okay, so ultimately, the components or the opposition or the opposing teams, you have let's say you have the high value man, and then you have over here the top tier model type modern woman, right? The one who pretty much those two are going at it. Sometimes the modern man wins over the modern, or the high value man wins over the modern women, and sometimes the modern women, they have success and they are able to lower the value of a high value man by turning him into a trick and milking him for all he got. And you hear these female rappers in their songs, they're saying, if you're rich, I'ma F him till he ain't one, so pretty much I'm here to take all of what you got. And then you got the high value man that's like, I'm not finna give you no money, you know what I'm saying? Why should I date you? You got kids and all of this stuff like that. So the women are still giving him attention. So pretty much, right, I'm going to go off and try to articulate all of the different players in this big old mess. Okay. There's a lot of fluff around the modern dating scene. There's a lot of people, men and women, who aren't even actively dating. They're just speculators from the sidelines, giving their take on things that they think is going on. 2, you have the ones that actually are in the crowds at every club, hyper-focused on their looks, and they're putting on in order to fit in. But they're actually scared to talk to women, but post as if they're doing it. So you have men who are in the gym and they beefing up their chests and they getting all ripped and they're over 6 feet tall and they're going to the nightclubs every other night, and they're filming themselves as they're doing this. And, the women in the club, or they're like, okay, there goes one of those guys, one of those Chads, you know what I'm saying? Okay. But this man, he's not actually in there talking to women, you know what I'm saying? He's actually turning women down. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I know men like this. Okay, so this 6-foot guy is going to the club, and he's waiting for women to approach him. He is not going in there trying to approach the women. and he's ordering wings. Hey, let me get a 12 piece on the wings, and he's sitting there and he's eating about 6 of the wings, and then he's giving the other 6 wings to either somebody that's sitting at the table with him. But regardless, he's sitting down, he's watching a show. Maybe it's a famous artist performing at this show, and he's just sitting there and he just, Chad. He's up in that top tier. He's the guy who they say, oh, he's 6 foot, he's masculine, he's buff, he looks good. He's in there wearing designer clothes and everything. And this man is not leaving with a chick tonight. He is not talking to a chick at all. In fact, if a chick approaches him, he will turn her down. Why? He's not turning them down because he doesn't like them. He's turning them down because he's doing the same thing that women are doing to men. Okay, he's literally, I'm not trying to call him anything that he's not, but he's literally playing the role of a female. Some of these women out here, this goes on to another component of the game. You have women who are looking snatched, okay, and they are getting dressed and done up from head to toe, and they're going to the club and they look good, and they are not approaching men. Men are approaching them and they're saying, no, thank you. And then they are not leaving with a guy. So anybody on the outside of this game is speculating like, man, they feel like they out and I can't get no attention. Look, man, it's a messed up world out there, period. So it's, you getting caught up in all this hype of what's going on. Let me mention a couple of other components real quick. I'm going to give you some perspective on what's actually going on in the modern dating game. And I know what I'm talking about. I know men who fit the demographic. Women say, that's why when you hear these women say, oh, he got to be 6 foot tall, he got to have 6-pack, he got to make this amount of money. These women don't even know that there are men who are 6 feet tall, who got 6-packs because they're in the gym every day, who are broke, who got some ugly chick at home, and they're taking her money and they're going to go buy designer clothes, and then they're going to the club just to look the role, just to feed into the hype, just to appear to have that status, just to run the possibility of getting one of these high value women. And then these high value women are entertaining him if he does have the nerve to approach her, simply because she's like, okay, she's feeding into the hype. I found one of those guys. He's 6 foot, girl. He got 6-pack. I looked on his social media. He's all naked. He's a model by the pool. Oh my God, I found one. He bones her and then he gets on. Okay? So this is another thing that's going on here. So this woman, she's like, okay, moving forward, she's like, I'm going to make sure he got money. We can't have sex unless he takes me to a 5-star restaurant. We got to go to Mr. Child's, or we got to do this and that, and he got to take me shopping. Then you also have the guy who does have a little bit of money, but he is not 6 foot tall. He doesn't have a 6-pack and abs and all this stuff. And then the woman doesn't want to talk to him until she sees him in a Lamborghini or some high-end car. And then she says, okay. And then he's thirsty because he doesn't really get attention like that. So what happens is this man ends up dating, or not even dating. He just gets to mess around with one of the top tier women. And now after he does that, he doesn't want to remain a trick bag, so he just gets in and he gets out. So you got different players in the game, and the game isn't going how y'all think it's going. It's not, okay, I got to go to the gym and work out and get up to this status so I could be able to get these women. It's all fluff. It's all fluff. That's my little man. And so what I'm saying is, there's different types of players in the game, right? You have the girl who looks good and plays hard to get, but really is getting smashed by some average dude. Okay? She makes herself available online simply for the validation. So you're going online dating and you see this hot chick, and really only thing that's happening is she's not going to talk to you ever. She's trying to beef up her social media profile. She in her dating profile, all she says, I'm not really on here. Go follow me on IG. That's so she can beef up her status. And then she's turning you down no matter how good you look. She ain't gonna respond to you because you have no value in her head. She's hyper focused on getting her status up because she's falling into the hype. She's thinking, I'm gonna get myself 300,000 subscribers, and then I'm gonna be worth that guy who is in the top tier. He's making $8,000 to $10,000 a month, and then I'm gonna have a man just like that, and then we're gonna go on trips. It's some made up delusional bull in her mind. And then you have the girl who's hot and really does represent the model woman, but is just a high end prostitute. So now you have a woman who looks the part, has the status, but she's just a high end prostitute. So what man really wants that? When you uncover all that, you peel back the layers on that. What man wants that? So you got these men in there chasing after this woman because she looks good, only to find out that she messes with anybody that'll pay her bills. And there's no loyalty in it, and she doesn't really want you either. Move on to another player. You have the guy who really has high value, but he pays for sex, and he's really married, just unhappy, and has no loyalty anyway. He's playing into the hype. Then you have the guy who rents cars to pull up to the club just to score. So he's going to score because women are, oh, okay, look. If the goal for men is to become a high value man so that he is able to get the high end prostitute or the woman who looks extremely good, can you imagine how many people get frustrated with sitting in line and waiting in line and they're way at the end, how they would try to cut and they'll say, okay, look at this rental car place over here. Let's go get this Lambo. You pay $1,200 deposit, you get that back, and then you pay $700 for 4 hours. You pull up to the club. They see you in it. You pull a couple of women, and then you leave. You ride around the city just to waste, splurge a little bit, and you already paid $700 for it for 4 hours, so you might as well get your money's worth. Take a couple pictures, post some pictures on your IG, okay? And then, boom, you're paying for your status. It's like having a business and then paying for it to be promoted. It's the same difference. Then you have these women who are going over there and they're paying for all of these weaves. They're paying for all of these designer outfits, and they're paying for boob jobs, paying for BBLs, and then they go to the club. And then the man wants to get involved with her only to find out that she does have 4 or 5 kids, 3 or 4 baby daddies. She's not self-sustainable. She does live at home with her mother. And then he's like, oh man, what the heck? And what you'll soon find out is all of these players in the game are just biting onto the hype. That's it. And ain't nothing really real. And we're sitting over here making videos and watching podcasts and stuff on a daily basis about the modern game, the modern dating scene, and all this stuff falling into the hype. Believing that love don't exist, and 99% of women only want to deal with a man who's emotionally unavailable. And so we're thinking that we got to be a bad boy. And it's like, oh my God. It's just ridiculous. So here's the thing. Here's my take on it. I'm not even at the venue. I don't want to be anybody. I don't want to be the parking lot attendant. I don't want to be the one selling beer and chips. I don't want to be the one that's helping you park. I don't want to be in the usher. I don't want to be on the team. I don't want to be the coaching staff. I don't want to be the cameraman. Leave the venue. Leave the venue. Drive somewhere else. Go up the street to that quiet lounge. Relax and chill somewhere. Get out of it. Close your eyes and your ears to all this fluff and watch your sanity come back. Watch you end up bumping into somebody who can have a real conversation. Watch you bump into somebody who's not hyper-focused on being in the in crowd. Somebody who doesn't even have social media. You got to get out the game entirely. Don't feed into the fluff. And trust me, I'm telling you as a man, there are men out here that are duping women. I know a man that he rents an Airbnb. He goes out there and he pulls up in a rent-a-car. He gets these models, take them back to the Airbnb, smash. He leaves the Airbnb. Boom. He never even talks to the girl again. They have online dating sites or pages on Facebook where you enter the page, and then these dating sites orchestrate a meetup in a certain state, and then you can reserve your seat and your ticket like you're going to some kind of conference, and really all you're doing is going out of state on vacation, renting a room somewhere in order to be around tons of single people. And what do you think happened on these trips? It's almost like you're a passport bros, but you ain't left the country. And sometimes they do leave the country. What do you think happens on these trips? Everybody is falling into the hype. Ain't nobody really got nothing going on because these people are chasing after something that don't even exist. Don't fall into the hype, y'all. You know, I'm gonna keep on doing videos to help my men out there who are just bombarded with it. You know what I'm saying? But don't fall into the hype. I hope y'all liked this video. If you did, please give me a like, comment. Let's have a discussion if necessary. Subscribe. My name is Jerome. If this is your first time coming to my channel, and this is another episode of The Superb Word. Y'all have a good one out there. Be safe.